Grace, no, the obvious focus is on the result, but 37 points today is the most, it's tied for the most points ever scored under Joe McKeown at Northwestern. So just, your reaction to your performance today.
I don't, during the game, I don't obviously, really look at this. I look at the score, but I don't look how many points I'm scoring, because that's really, yes, it's my job to score, but, it's just a part of the game. But yeah, I obviously think that's super cool, but again, looking at the result, we wanted to win coming out of here, and we thought we had them for sure. So yes, it's awesome, but again, it's really not all that special when we didn't get the win.
For either of you, I thought you guys had a really strong start today in the first quarter, and then things kind of changed as the game went on. Especially on the glass, you guys are really good in the first quarter, and I'm wondering, how can you kind of extend that effort throughout an entire game to win the rebounding battle a little more handily? Yeah, we have to be better at not having lapses on the defensive end, and offensively rebounding. We gave up too many offensive rebounds, and we also have our best offense in transition, so when we're not getting boards, it limits our transition offense, so we got to be better.
Other questions? Sure.
For either of you guys, or some of the other players on the team, it's been a difficult stretch for Taylor. What message are you giving to her?
Since she's I work with her every day, and we're super close because of our position. I want to continue to give her confidence. She is so strong and she is so good. And she's taking the shots that, are going to go in eventually, and she's going to get calls. And I think it's just about, staying confident. We all just need to continue to have confidence even when things don't go our way. But she's got it. She's an awesome player.
Yeah, Casey, this was the first game of Big Ten play this season. What can you take away from seeing a Big Ten opponent as opposed to your non-cons you played so far?
Yeah, we talk about it as a team. I mean, it's a different level. We played 6 other non-conference games, but it's just different when we get to Big Ten play. Every team is so good, so we have to bring our best game every single game.
Yeah, Harter, you had 3 3-pointers today. Just talk a little bit about your development on that side of the ball, trying to take more shots from long range and kind of add more versatility to your game on offense.
Yeah, just trying to stay confident. When they don't go in, it helps to see the ball go in sometimes, but definitely just keeping confidence and knowing that my teammates trust me to shoot it.
Any further questions? All right. Thank you, ladies. An opening statement on tonight, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Yeah, just frustrated because I feel like we played really hard. We did some things to ourselves that, I put Ohio State in a great position to make runs, and I thought we were really complete control of the first quarter. Then that stretch in the second quarter, I don't know, it was 3-4 minutes left, like a tie game, 1-point game. And it was back and forth. It was a really good game. And Ohio State went on a quick run at the end of the first half. And we made some mistakes, gave up 2 threes, maybe turned it over against their press, which we had handled. So to me, I felt like the momentum shifted. And I thought, like I said, we were in complete control. And then we gave it right back to Ohio State, and then they held serve. And we just, you're playing from behind against a team that can really stretch the whole court. It's tough to chase, and their press. I thought we did a pretty good job. We had some crucial turnovers at the wrong time, but I thought we passed through it and we just didn't finish, and we got sloppy in our shot selection. And that being said, like I said, if we get a chance now in the Big Ten, as you guys know. We've had these great games with Ohio State over the years. We had a stretch, we swept them 3 straight times. Then they've come back now and gotten us. So great respect for the program, but, I'm not going to have a chance to get them 3 straight times again. So I have to get them once, maybe in the Big Ten tournament, maybe twice, maybe in the NCAA tournament. We'll see. That's my goal.
Questions? Henry?
Yeah, Joe, what do you learn from this kind of game where you get on the front foot and then you fall back?
Our problem and we talk about it every day as a team when we watch film. We're 6-3, so it's early, even though it's December now. Conference play usually starts after New Year's, but it's different now, but still we're only playing. This our only conference game till the end of December, so we got to be ready. We got to use some things to our advantage. So to learn how we have to extend leads and stretch them. Well, our problem has been so far, we get people down 6, 8, 9, 10. Even I think we were up 7 or 8 with Ohio State. Instead of that lead going to 12, it goes to 3. That's what we got to stop. And that's, it's a defensive breakdown. It's a rebounding thing. And we got to find more scoring. I can't just, poor Grace. If I could clone her, she'd lead the league and the nation in scoring. But they won't let me do that here. We got a lot of labs here, maybe.
I want to ask about the press break. What did you make of how you guys were there today, and what do you preach, in practice on that before you're going to face it?
Well, Ohio State is very transparent on how they play, and they live and die, and they make their money on their press. And I thought we came out ready for it. We spent a lot of time in practice, giving our players options and reps, and I thought we got off to a great start. And then we, sometimes we just froze a little bit with the ball, tried to throw it into double teams, or they tipped it. They're quick, they're athletic, they get their hands on a lot of balls, and we really moved them first quarter, but we just had some breakdowns at the wrong time, and we've been able over the years to handle their press pretty well, but they're really good at it, and it kind of wears on you.
Coach, on a night where she didn't really fill the stat sheet.
I'm sorry.
On a night where she didn't really fill the stat sheet, I thought Deja had some really solid contributions out there. What are your thoughts on her transition so far?
Yeah, 6 rebounds. She got on the offensive glass. She's, the hardest thing we're all learning in this new world of college athletics. She graduated from TCU, played on a great team, Final 8 team last year. But she didn't have the opportunity to play that much on that team. It was early in her. So it's still, you're coming into a new system, new teammates, and she's just, kind of catching her stride. And I was really proud of her today. And, hopefully that will, I think, lead to, some, not just more minutes, but a bigger presence in the paint.
Coach, you've seen a lot of scores in your day, and Grace, 6 straight games with 20 or more points. Just what can you say about her consistency and her willingness to get down to the glass?
Yeah, I'm really proud of her because, in all honesty, when you guys watch her, and she doesn't force anything. She's not really. It's not like she's taking bad shots either. She's working really hard. She is the focal point of, Kansas had 4 people on her one possession the other night. So she's got to fight that off. She's got to play. She's got to rebound. She's got to run the floor. So I just feel like she is evolving into one of the best players in college basketball. And like I said, we just need people around her to help her a little bit, especially from a scoring standpoint.
Coach,
is that right? Is that the highest somebody scored?
Amy
Jeske,
Amy, Central Michigan, 2010.
I know Nia Coffey.
Nia had 35 against Iowa in 2015.
Nia had 35. I was a good coach when I had those 2. Burton had 30-some at Indiana. We told her to stop shooting. You're too good. Make everything. Pass the ball.
Coach, there was a pretty large free throw discrepancy in this game. How important is it for you guys as you move on in Big Ten play to get to the line more consistently and make that more easy?
Yeah, we got to flip that. It's a big issue. That's the number one thing now. We have to stop fouling and putting them at the line, and we got to get to the line. We got to be more aggressive going to the basket. We got to get into the bonus earlier. Ohio State was shooting in the bonus, it felt like, 2 minutes into each quarter, and that's a big thing in our sport when you play quarters. We got to flip that. If we can do that, I feel like, that'll. I need to find 10, 12 points. We're not a team that's turning you over and getting easy baskets. So that's the thing that we hope we can start doing too is turning turnovers into layups at the other end. We got to find easy baskets. Everything's hard right now. It's congested, it's crowded, and the other night we were 4 for 22 from 3. If we made 3 or 4 of those, we'd beat Kansas. But what it does, it just makes the floor so crowded for Grace and everybody else.
Any quick questions?
Excuse me.
Better wrap up.
Coach, Caroline, 14 assists tonight. I mean, just her ability to facilitate it. You've seen it now 4 years, but just how can you keep it going, keep that offense moving with her at the helm?
Yeah, I thought Caroline did a really good job of pushing against their press. She found Grace and some of her teammates at the right time. She had some tough turnovers that, she knew. The one thing she's very, what we're seeing now is she's self-correcting, where before I'm not sure she knew what she did wrong. Now she ball leaves her hand, she's like, whoops. If she could bring it back like Space Jam or something, that'd be great. But I think she's finding people, and like I said, we need other players to step up besides Grace. And if we can do that, if we can get some balance scoring, start getting back to that Big Ten championship level of defense, we're preaching it. We just you got to practice what you preach, right? I got all the cliches today. I just don't have a W, man. Okay, thank you.